potential in me. Make me aware so that I may see that I have the strength to follow your lead through thick and thin, right to the end. Yes, and Father, if you... In 1991, my stepfather, Reverend Dr. H. Ray Boston, passed away. My mother, Ruby, had faithfully been by his side as his wife and the first lady of the church he pastored in Oakland, California, for 31 years. After his death, my mother began writing poetry as a way to get through her grieving process. At the time, she lived in Seattle, Washington, and I in Vancouver, BC. One day we were talking on the phone and she began reciting a few of these poems. I was in total awe of how powerful they were. Their content was about life from her perspective as a Christian and specifically from a minister's wife point of view. I told her that I thought they needed to be published for they were so inspiring. She came to Vancouver to visit my family and I a few weeks later and brought all the poems she had written to date. They were all uplifting and spoke of her love of God in her life. I rounded up my husband along with my siblings and we published her poems in a book she called My Thoughts in Poetry. Months later, I was home in my studio sitting at my piano trying to compose a song, but to no avail. I knew I needed to take a break because for me, trying to write a song just doesn't work. That's like trying to swim up the stream against the current. I happened to have had a copy of my mother's book just lying on top of the piano, and I picked it up, opened it randomly to a poem called My Prayer. I read through it, and within 10 minutes, I had set it to music. I turned the page and did the same thing to another poem, and then another and another until I had created 5 songs. It was amazing, a real rush of inspiration and joy. I had always wanted to record those and other of my mother's poems that I set to music later. As a matter of fact, for years I wanted to record an inspirational gospel-type CD, and I had hoped to make that recording while she was still alive. Unfortunately, she passed before I could accomplish that desire. However, I'm happy to say that she did hear me perform My Prayer and a few of the other songs on various occasions. She was happy. My Prayer was her most favorite of them all, and mine too. From the moment I decided to create my new CD, The Promise, I knew My Prayer had to be included on the playlist. Doing so fulfills a promise made all those years ago and brings me great joy as it is a homage to the life and memory of my mother, whom I loved dearly. It is my hope that it touches you and inspires you and reminds you of the power of love and prayer.